The evolution of mobile banking from a transactional feature to an experience-driven, customized offering continues to play a vital role in the digital strategies for banks globally. That's according to KPMG. CNBC Africa's Oyin Sunday spoke to Boye Ademola, Technology Advisory Partner at KPMG, and discussed the importance of building a digitization framework for mobile banking.
Well, thank you so much for joining us, Boye. Now, talking about digitization, besides a deviation from analog, what else does it entail?
Digitization really is about the customer and the customer experience. The opportunity that digitization provides is that we can engage the customer at a whole new level than was previously available. So the heart of what is currently the digitization journey is how well the customers can be engaged. So the real difference is about customer engagement and customer experience.
We'll talk about customer engagement and customer experience. Just talk us through what really makes this a big deal, or really makes it really important. How does that really affect customer relations in any way?
Well, what really makes this important is the reach and the reach that businesses have with digitization. It's the sort of loyalty that businesses can create with customers. It's the sort of experience that you can have with your customers as a result of the fact that you now have this whole digitization opportunity. So for businesses, what is really different is that I have an opportunity to engage, to reach my customers at any place, at any time. I have the opportunity for the customers to join the journey whenever and wherever they want to join that journey. And this can do big things for businesses. It can take the whole business and customer sales, for instance, to a whole new level. You can find that your growth onboarding of customers is significantly different. You can find, in fact, with digitization, you will find that there are new markets and opportunities, new players, playing where it was previously difficult to play. And so that's really important for businesses to understand the opportunity and to understand that indeed this opportunity is available and it's there for you to harness.
But then disruption of present business models, of course, seems inevitable. Now, does this always lead to better efficiency?
Well, unfortunately, the answer is no. And then you ask me why. Why is it sometimes you see businesses embark on these journeys? The first for me is that it's not a technology journey. Digitization, as much as it relies on so much technology, it's not a technology journey. Digitization really is about human behavior. It's about customers or users and their experiences and using that to the benefit of the organization. So the first is that, don't make it a technology journey. And what has happened is that, for instance, I've had clients where their digitization journey is marked by buying one technology solution or the other. And that inadvertently brings a misalignment between the business and technology. So it's not a technology journey, it's a business journey. It's important for the businesses to step back and say, look, what do we want to get out of this? And once there's clarity in terms of the digital strategy and what you want to get out of this, then the technology becomes an enabler.
Well, just talk us through the KPMG digitization framework.
Yeah, thank you, Onya. The KPMG digitization framework is, first and foremost, it challenges businesses to reimagine the way that they engage with customers and also with the workforce. And that reimagine for us means that you can take a look at your business model and completely upend the business model. You can tweak it, you can completely rework it, the way that you engage with customers, the way that you engage with your workforce. So the first is what we call reimagine, and that's really why I say it's not so much a technology journey. The reimagine side of the framework challenges us to be creative in the way that the business model is built up, and it gives you the opportunity to relocate and to change it. For instance, I'll give you an example. The way that banks have engaged customers for years is changing. So today, banks, essentially the banking halls are, you know, there are less people, and you'll find on the channels you have a lot more of the transactions happening. So in that instance, you've moved, all right, your transactions from being manual analog transactions, and you've moved them to the digital channels. So that's what we're talking about: reimagine your business, reimagine how you engage your workforce. That's called workforce enablement. And that's the first side. And once you've reimagined it, and you're clear on how you want to recreate it, then you deliberately design it, and then you get into the delivery of the technology that enables this. Those are the three components. In looking at the framework, we tend to focus on two things. Either you're focused on your customers, which is all about, you know, customer mobilization, customer experience and engagement, like I've said. And at the forefront of that is mobile, and what you do on mobile and on the internet. Or you're focused on your workforce, which is what we call the digital enterprise. So for the digital enterprise, you're looking more at, you're looking internally now at your organization, and you're looking at how really am I going to get the organization more digital. The objective is, how do I get the workforce more productive? How do we engage better? How do we provide more analytics for our people? Better information for decision making, able to have information to make decision on the go. This really is, you know, the focus of the framework.
How would you rate Africa's digital revolution? I mean, when you take into consideration the policy, regulatory framework on the continent, and of course access to financial services, how would you rate Africa? I
think in many ways there's been significant progress. If you look at where we are now in Africa, we'll probably have, by some research, we should have close to 200 million people across Africa, all right, with smartphones or requesting data services. If you look at these numbers, these are significant numbers. They're not small numbers. Yes, the penetration may be at 30% and so on, you know, by other researchers. So there is room for more penetration from a data, from a smartphone perspective, from a digitization perspective. But I would say that there's clearly progress, there's clearly adoption. And I think this last few years we've seen much more adoption. We've seen a greater number of people doing digital. So what this has done is it's also provided businesses the opportunity to engage with these customers, to come up with products and services, all right, that you know, can be delivered to customers who have smartphones. So the adoption, I think there's progress there. There is obviously much more that we can achieve, but clearly there is traction, there's progress, and I think in the next few years we will see very significant numbers of smartphone users, of people using data services on a daily basis, and therefore then you will find that
Boye,
the digital agenda is making more progress.
So Boye, it's safe to say that Africa does have the skilled manpower to take on this digitization agenda?
Well, I think that's the challenge. If you ask me, I really think that's one of the key challenges. We really do not have sufficient manpower. I think if you look at digitization, you will find, I said it's not just a technology journey. So a lot of the things that you speak about when you talk about customer experience, things like understanding the customer, the customer's behavior. A lot of these things are born of cognitive research on the human mind, and really it's not just technology. So if I take stock, I would say if you look at Africa today, we have a significant shortage of skills to enable that digitization agenda across the continent. There's a clear shortage. I mean, for instance, we need people that have skills in psychology. These are the things related to the study of the human mind, even philosophy. You need people that have skills in data analytics. So if you take the skill sets that are required, one of the things that is clear is that there's a need for governments and the private sector to relook this and to ensure that we're doing something deliberate to close that skills gap. I think, for instance, governments need to relook the curriculum, not just for the higher institutions, but even from high schools. How do you get people to start thinking about the human mind, the human behavior, how we behave, how we interact? The sciences around those things are important: philosophy, psychology, and the likes.
I hear you when you say that. Now, Boye, in a nutshell, just talk us through the key challenges for organizations, embarking on digital transformation.
I think for me there are a few key challenges. One of it is clarity on the digital strategy. A lot of organizations lack clarity from my experience on the digital strategy. Like I said, it's usually technology driven. Not very clear on what we want to do with our customers, what we want to do with our workforce, what we want to do with the enterprise itself from a digital perspective. A lot of people have not properly articulated these things. So it's almost on, as we go basis, we'll buy this and buy that. So the first thing is clarity on the digital strategy. The other one is understanding the technology imperatives. The minute that the business makes a decision that this is the way they want to engage the customers. Take, for instance, the omni-channel, where organizations are seeking to create the same customer experience regardless of the channel the customer uses. So whether it's internet or whether it's mobile, organizations are trying, in the omni-channel, organizations are trying to ensure that the experience to the customer is the same, it's consistent, it's just as good. When those business mandates come, there's a need for the technology team and technology leadership to relook the technology stack, to relook the technology architecture, and ensure that the changes that are required to enable this are properly understood.
That was Boye Ademola, Technology Advisory Partner at KPMG.